I'm sorry, Wright. I just really suck. I've just wasted all of your effort. No, you just made it harder for us. We're gonna prove you wrong to you. That's how good of a lawyer I am.
It's gonna be like his dad shot the window to get more air and the bullet ricocheted and hit him. So it's gonna be some bullshit like that. Miles definitely didn't kill his dad. They're not gonna do that to his character.
Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you kill your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished.
Oh!
Punish me.
Little tsundere face with his little...
Murder is murder.
Stop.
No matter what the circumstances, including firing a gun as a 9-year-old in a dark room.
What about
murder is murder. It's just as bad as Ted Bundy.
Same thing.
Blind firing a gun as a 9-year-old in an elevator during a panic attack in the dark while everyone's suffocating, just as bad as Ted Bundy. We only...
Tomatoes, tomatoes.
Yep.
Potatoes, potatoes.
We only deal in absolutes here. Like the Sith. This is crazy. Just crazy.
Nick, what are you doing?
Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready.
Your case? For what?
Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent.
It's obvious to us, the players.
Yeah, it's really very obvious. What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it in court. Sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here, in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight's just beginning.
But you're fighting me.
Yeah. We're gonna have to punch you in the face, Edgeworth, to prove you wrong. With logic.
Punch you with logic.
Punch you with logic. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right.
Oh my god!
What a twist. Now then, I would like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on DL6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book. That's weird of him to do. I see. Does the defense have any objections? We're like in cooperation. Weird. What is happening right now? Did Von Karma have a change of heart? No, Your Honor. Von Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Yeah?
Yeah.
I guess he did, because he said, Miles Edgeworth will confess to murder tomorrow in court. It was like a sentence he said.
He did.
Yeah.
He did, and then he apparently also wrote that fucking letter.
Yeah.
To Yanni Yogi.
Yeah, so no, he doesn't have change of heart. It's just weird that he's like letting us play this out.
I just don't know what his motivation is for wanting Miles Edgeworth to go to jail.
Yeah.
Because obviously he does. But I don't understand like why he hates Miles.
Maybe we're gonna find out that
Von Karma was in love with Miles's mother, and it was a Severus Snape situation.
So the bullet went through a window and killed Miles's dad. So what if Von Karma killed Miles's dad from outside the elevator?
Okay. I kept trying to figure that one out because in my head the elevator was stuck in the shaft of the elevator. I didn't think it was going to be out of floor because the door's shut even when the elevator is out of floor.
Yeah, but it just had this weird detail of being an elevator with a window, which is strange to me.
I mean, that's not... Yeah, I guess that is a little bit strange.
Yeah, I've never been in a single elevator with a window, but I've also never been to Japan. I mean, Southern California. The state we're already in.
I was gonna...
The foreign distant land of San Luis Obispo.
They have those ones that you see in like New York and stuff that have the like the no sides, where it's just like the metal, like the metal cage that just goes up and down.
The cage is that's really different. Those things are terrifying. I don't want to be in one of those, really.
Yeah, but like
I just imagine a guy in like a little bellhop hat, like hand cranking it to make it go up and down.
Like it.
And he's got a little monkey on his shoulder with the same costume. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
That was like a trope for a while. I don't know why.
Well, because I just think the little capuchin monkeys look cute in bellhop costumes.
Did there used to be elevator monkeys? Was that a real thing?
I think they just used to use monkeys for lots of gimmicky shit back in the day. If they could put a monkey in a costume, they would.
I think that image might be in my head from Dr. Dolittle.
I can picture
I had the
I can
original.
picture the monkey with the bellhop hat, and I can picture him like doing that thing where he pulls it up to like greet somebody.
I'm expecting like a really old film grainy looking movie.
It probably
I used to have Dr. Dolittle on VHS.
Might be it.
The old one, along with Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and some like I almost said Simon and Garfunkel.
I would love that.
What's the Abbott and Costello versus like movie monsters? I like that kind of shit on VHS as a kid. And Mary Poppins. Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? Well, this is embarrassing. Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth? 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. The bullet hole in the window! That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work.
Please, please. So, like, you're probably right. You're probably right about the freaking bullet hole in the window. This whole time I was like, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that, because I kept thinking, why would the elevator be able to be shot from the outside? It's probably in the elevator shaft.
One of the hints for me is also that we always accuse somebody in the room of being the murderer, and then they're the murderer. Yeah. And the only person in the room is Von Karma. There's not a single other suspect or other character in this chapter. Well, period. There's no one else.
You're probably right, because obviously he wants Edgeworth to get framed for this. Yada yada.
It explains
he hates his
motivation.
dad for some stupid reason. But I was really just hoping it was going to be like his dad was trying to save his son, so he shot a hole through the window for some sort of ventilation purpose, and then it had it ricochet back at him. And nobody was guilty, and it makes it could feel like his dad was a hero.
It makes sense in every way except for the part where it doesn't give Von Karma sufficient motivation.
That is my problem with my own theory.
It's so weirdly spiteful to be like, I'm going to put Edgeworth away in prison and frame him for murder because 15 years ago his father kind of dealt a blow against me in a court case once, then died. I need to take it out on his 9-year-old now. It makes way more sense if he's like, I gotta make this charge stick, or they might find out about me or something.
But so does that mean that he helped mentor Edgeworth this whole time with the sole intention of waiting until he was an adult and then freaking putting him in jail? That's a long game.
It is confusing, because even then, if you just want to get away, I'm still a little confused, because even if you just want to get away with it,
he would have gotten away with it.
Yeah, wait one more day, and he would have gotten away with it anyway, because the statute of limitations would be up. Because in this universe, there's a statute of limitations for murder for some reason. He pulled a Dumbledore.
He pulled a Dumbledore?
Just like training and raising this kid just to make them suffer later. Knowing all these plans all along.
See, I was thinking it was like a Severus Snape situation where Von Karma's like, I loved Edgeworth's mom, but I hate him.
We don't even know Edgeworth's mom.
I know, but that would have been funnier. I like
the Deal 6 incident. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi, wanting them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. Can you scream when you get shot in the heart?
I was just thinking that. I was gonna say, like, what
shot
kind
through
of...
the heart!
You think you just go, oof, like that, or like, you exhale hard.
That's a pretty big, bad moment. What also stands out to me about this is the fact that Yogi has confessed to the current crime and been escorted away for good, but he never admitted to the DL6 incident, which makes me think that he's genuinely innocent.
I think he is.
Which means his life was ruined for the last... Two people's lives were ruined for the last 15 years where neither of them were the murderer.
I think Yana Yogi is genuinely
Von Karma's the biggest death. Von Karma's the biggest fucking villain of the whole fucking game so far.
You could have never guessed by looking at him.
It'll be too bad when Karma comes back around at him.
You know
oh my god.
That's the joke.
Yep.
Gosh.
What's his name again? Von Karma?
I thought Lars, but I was thinking Lars von Trier.
Lars von Trier?
Manfred.
Manfred.
Manny. There's no like shortened version of that that would make sense for a joke, I think.
He's a man who fled from karma. Fled from karma.
Gosh dang it, where's my mask for these jokes? I need to be spared.
He's fleeing from his karma.
Gosh dang it, Keith.
And like in Japan they mix up the L and the R.
Oh my gosh.
like Porygon. So he's the man who fled from karma. This is a really questionable joke.
Porygon or Kira.
I was just trying really hard to find a pun.
Man fled from karma.
It works.
That's cute.
Because von means from.
Yeah.
In German. So he's the man who fled from karma.
Oh my God.
It's clever. It works.
I will take what I can get.
I'm trying to make this names make sense.
Thank you, Keith. You did good. You did very good.
And until now, he thought his memory was a dream. We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out, and I lost my memory of the events. Bah, the same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Psych! That day I'd gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. What was the trial your father was involved in that day? Phoenix? Phoenix. I don't remember things very clearly. Only 2 things. I know my father lost, and Mr. Von Karma was the prosecuting attorney. Alright, I was like, what do you mean it's so obvious? Then I had to remember myself once again that I keep misinterpreting that as being the case that had the spirit medium in it.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that, yeah, we actually don't know anything about that case.
No, we don't.
Except for the fact that
Maya's
Von
mom
Karma
was involved in it.
had a crack in his armor in that one.
Yeah, and that's why he has to kill Edgeworth's dad.
Yep.
For that one point of damage.
The slight that can never be mended. Mr. Von Karma, you were handling that case? It was 15 years ago. I don't remember the details. The only case he ever remembers. That was when Edgeworth pointed out the problem in Von Karma's evidence. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. So there were 3 people, including yourself, trapped in that elevator. Yes, myself, my father, and Yana Yogi. We were fine at first, but then as time passed and no one came to help. Which, also, what the fuck? How bad was the earthquake? Did it create like a fucking like citywide like crisis where nobody would notice the elevator was stuck?
Well, and then so there's
because if it's just a stuck elevator, people would be like, "Hey, that elevator's stuck. There's people in there. Maybe we should help."
Well, I'm sure there are other people in this building. Like they can't be the only people in the whole building. You think that there's other people who would call the police?
That's why I was wondering, like, how bad was the earthquake?
I'm pretty positive that every elevator shaft has emergency measures taken to prevent this exact thing from happening.
Yeah. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. What did you do then? I was not a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do? I was scared, trembling in the corner. But then... just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. Oops. I accidentally kept reading. What was it? A pistol. I assumed it was the bailiff, Yadi Yogi's. The safety must have come off when it fell from its holster. And you picked it up. What happened next? I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this. I did it again. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
It's how it's how reading normally works. Did you know it was a pistol when you threw it? I think I knew. I knew it was dangerous. But the air was getting so thick, I panicked. So you're saying that you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi? I was in a daze. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. The gun fired once. Yes. Do 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 do. Murder weapon was fired
twice.
Do 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 do. I think after I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. The gunshot, that horrible scream. The scream.
Maybe it will be a point of contention.
A single
that
gunshot.
He couldn't have screamed after being shot in the heart.
Yeah.
Maybe that will come up.
Victim data. Objection. Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. You didn't say the magic word. No, Your Honor, unfortunately you don't. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? Yeah, the evidence?
Yeah.
Idiot.
That's what's there.
I don't accept this evidence, unless you can tell us what page it's on.
Gosh, yes we can. I'm sure we would have already thought of that.
It's charitable to call it pages when it's clearly like 3 sentences total for the entire folder. Look at the victim data in this file. It says quite plainly, the murder weapon was fired twice. He looks like the evil... Yeah, not the evil, it's a weird thing. He looks like the eagle from the Muppets.
Oh my gosh, I know which one you... Yeah, the, what's his name?
I think he was... Wasn't he a lawyer, actually? Or a judge?
No, well, no, he just was like the Americana... like, he loves patriotism, and he's very, like... He likes fireworks and being American.
Was he blue?
I think he just looked like... It was Sam the Eagle. His name was Sam. He wasn't blue, he just was an eagle. Eagle colors.
Eagle colors?
Yeah.
Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot. Yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So who fired the remaining shot? With my hypnotism eyes with the swirls. I
love, that's like one of my favorite Phoenix Wright poses, is when you could see the little twinkle in his eye, yeah. Little swirlies.
Somebody called Junji Ito. This guy's got worms in his eyes. Like in that episode of House. That was a fucked up episode. Was there perhaps another shooter who fired the second shot? Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. What does that mean? The numbers change over time?
Yeah, it's just...
Back 15 years ago, 1 used to mean 2, and 2 used to mean 1. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when the second shot was fired.
It doesn't matter, we just know it happened. It's important.
It might have been fired the day before the incident. There was no proof the second shot had anything to do with this incident.
I mean, there's no proof that it doesn't.
What? I see. I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright.
Pull out your photo with the different gunshot bullet holes. One in the person and one in the window.
Yeah. But it's also like, if we're disregarding the number of times a gun is fired as evidence, then why did we even include it as evidence in the first place? In every case. Also,
I know Yana Yogi's like in prison or wherever you guys put him. Can't you just ask him about that, because that was his gun?
Yeah. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired at the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with the case?
Should we show him that picture?
I wonder if the number of superfluous shots on the boat was a reference to this case. He's getting his revenge.
Perhaps?
Your Honor, I think I am able to show you the proof. What? Impossible. Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright, show us your proof. Do you have the evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident? Take that. Look at this photograph.
That'll never be a sentence you can say normally ever again.
No. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim is lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. So Edgeworth shot the window. The kid.
Yeah.
Kidsworth. This photo proves it. So let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired? Where? You're fired. Your Honor, please get a clue.
Okay, oh, I'm glad that Phoenix has the same reaction we do.
Show the judge the contradiction in the photo.
One here and one here.
Assuming I'm only supposed to press 1, I'm gonna click on the one that's not the murderer.
What about that?
That should be obvious. The contradiction is here. I see. A bullet hole in the door.
Yes.
Your Honor. Jesus Christ, Your Honor. Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol. Yet there's also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice.
Thus, 2 bullets were needed.
Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot.
You silly, silly old man.
I may have been wrong about Von Karma. Or at least we're currently arguing that the 2 shots were fired from inside the elevator.
Oh, you're right, because the gun is what we're using. Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe it wasn't Von Karma. That would have also explained 2 bullet holes, but it would have been for 1 bullet. It also definitely would have been a crumpled bullet at that point. Did they ever find the second shot?
Yeah, where's the other bullet?
Yeah.
One was in the heart.
Order.
Where was the other one?
Order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright. But who could that someone else be? The other person in the fucking room. The murderer, of course. Why?
Ooh, maybe Von Karma was also in the elevator, but he didn't tell anybody.
But also no one knows who was there? I hope they don't pull that shit. They better not be pulling this Sherlock season 4 shit.
Okay, so Yanni Yogi was...
better fucking not. I'll be fucking mad if they're like, oh, I hallucinated. I thought Von Karma was a dog the whole time, but that was actually Von Karma, the murderer. That's a real thing that happened. Fuck that show. Show's fucking garbage.
That sounds bad. Agreed. I don't think that would be the case because Yanni Yogi was the defendant and his lawyer could have just pointed across the room and said that guy was also in the elevator, which did not happen during that case. So, so I don't think it's that.
I know I should have stepped in before you got your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look what's more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. The case summary. That's on page 1.
I want to hold all pages like that.
Yeah.
Just tap them with my hand.
Look what's written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene.
No, because it would have gone out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, well, okay, I guess it's still considered a part of the scene. I'm just, you know.
Yeah.
What if it's a loss? I don't know, sir.
He does have a point. The second bullet has never been found.
It doesn't, does it?
Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. Well, then we're back to the theory that you're the murderer who shot him through the window. You like this version better, Von Karma?
Okay, so what they're trying to say... What they're trying to say is that the gun was fired twice. The one that was in the elevator was fired twice, but only one of those shots involved this incident, and that was the one that shot out the window. No, because that would mean that Edgeworth did shoot his dad. Unless Edgeworth is the bullet that shot out the window, but we're saying he had to shoot through the window to shoot Edgeworth's dad. That's
the thing, is the bullet had to go through the window to kill him.
Exactly.
If only one bullet was found, which means that Von Karma was probably outside and shot him through the elevator, because the other 2 people were inside the elevator and couldn't have shot him through the window, because the bullet is in his heart.
Well, I know,
so it didn't go through him and out the window.
Doesn't that mean that Edgeworth is the... Baby Edgeworth did kill his dad?
No.
Because if one bullet was shot from the gun that he dropped, but one went through his heart and then one went through the window, and Von Karma's taking the one that went through the window, doesn't that mean that Edgeworth killed his dad?
Apparently the bullet...
So what happened to Edgeworth's shot then?
Magic.
Because apparently Edgeworth's gun throwing stupidity actually did shoot somebody, unless maybe it didn't at all. And the two gunshots from that gun were unrelated to this incident altogether, and him throwing the gun didn't make the gun go off.
What if Edgeworth...
And so there's only one bullet.
What if Edgeworth threw the gun, it fired a bullet, which hit the window, and then whatever caused him to black out, which might be the concussive force of firing a gun in an elevator while everyone's on oxygen, I don't know. Maybe everyone passed out. And then Von Karma walked in and shot his dad with the gun and then left. And took the bullet from the first shot away.
I think it's... perhaps.
Oh, there's a lot of ways this could go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I just think... I think that Baby Edgeworth...
Baby Edgeworth?
Baby Edgeworth's gun throwing incident didn't do anything at all. And there's only one shot that was fired, and it was the one that was through the window and into Daddy Edgeworth's heart. Perhaps.
The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son.
Although I think that I will point out the angling in the photo is terrible for that, but I don't think the angling is going to come up.
The angling of the photo?
Well, because if the bullet did go through the window, Edgeworth's dad was like against the wall on the side.
Well, that's where he landed after he got shot. He could have fallen in like any direction, really.
He would have had to like do like a twist and like sat down.
Yeah, maybe he's like like looks down at the wound and kind of turns and falls.
But in the heart, you think is like an instant.
I don't think a shot to the heart is completely an instant death. It's not like your brain. It's just that your body's going to be immediately shutting down because you're totally fucked.
Yeah, I suppose so. But you're probably right.
I don't know if getting shot in the heart is an instant death necessarily. It's just a very fast death.
It's like the Kill Bill like heart punch scene. Yeah. But so you have like
I think you can have a moment to realize.
You have one moment.
But that's about it. But we're basing all of our logic entirely on like movies.
Yep.
Because we thankfully don't have a lot of experience of seeing people get shot.
Yeah.
And seeing like all the different ways that they react realistically.
Yeah, they should have hired some real criminals to write these cases.
Or not. This is the truth of the matter, the whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made the bullet hole in the door. It was me, Dio.
I wish.
Order? I will have order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. That the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. Bullets get places. That's what they're known for. So, all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim. For reasons. Disc. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. How did this happen? I don't believe the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Could I have been wrong about this whole incident?
What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection?
I'm sorry, Maya.
What?
It looks like I was wrong.
Nick.
If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. But there was clearly a second shot.
No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent.
I'm sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it, I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years.
Nick.
Dumber cases have gone unsolved for 15 years.
Yeah.
Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident.
Have we, though?
Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No. No, I do not, because I'm a shitty lawyer.
Apparently.
So you killed your father, though that was not your intention. Yes, I did.
Yes, it was my intention. Oh no.
Objection, says Mia. Right?
Probably. He's accepted the guilt.
Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce the verdict on the defendant today, right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone else have any objections, Mia?
Objection!
I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court.
Yes, it is, because she's going to show up.
Even more so. There are so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. You only get 1 shot. Did not miss a chance to move. Opportunity goes once in a lifetime. You better.
Mom spaghetti.
Your Honor, I object. Yes.
Ooh.
Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object? Oof.
She's like a Skeksis.
What a millennial.
Skeksis like, Yeah. Please. Gelfling. Nick.
I don't know. His case is perfect.
No, it's not. Oh no.
Grah!
Yeah.